Hello, hello. When you say I, and I'm sure you say it many, many, many times a day, I do. But when you say I, what is your automatic recognition of that I? Are you automatically referring to the body, to the mind, or the true self? Because I really believe that this is the proof, although proof probably isn't the right word, but the recognition of awakening, of full realization of who you are. When you say I, and you are referring to the isness, the beingness, the essence, the life itself that animates the body, animates the mind, is the canvas of all of life, then you are living in that recognition of I am the one. And it's really interesting because sometimes that is my first response, my first recognition, and other times it isn't. So, I know I still have a little bit of work to do in releasing the mind, in really building that faith and recognition of myself as I am that I am, as the aliveness, the life, the love that is behind all creation. And I was just listening to something actually, and they quoted a chapter from the Bible. And I believe it was from Matthew. And Jesus was speaking of a householder who hired laborers for a penny a day. And it said he paid exactly the same amount to those who came at the 11th hour as he paid for those who toiled all day. Now, remembering that Jesus spoke in parables. So, this was broken down. The laborer, the man, or is the man, that believes that he works, he gets paid. He's living in separation, identification with the body mind. The householder is the Christ itself, the being, the I am that I am, in unity, beingness, isness, in wholeness. And the penny represents heaven. Heaven is always the deliverer of any abundance. And the 11th hour, of course, is the moment of awakening. So, what was being shared in that parable was that, when we're living in separation, life seems unfair. And we get rewarded according to our belief in the need to take action. And when we awaken to our wholeness, we are paid exactly the same amount as the person toiling all day, because it's not the action that delivers abundance, it's our beingness. So, all importance here is put on the fact of knowing who we really are. And I was thinking about something I heard a long time ago, and I don't know where it came from. And they were speaking of awareness and time and possession. And they were describing a playing field. So there's a playing field on the playing field, there are players, there are goals or goalposts, there's a ball, and it takes time for one of the players to move from one end of the field to the other. You know, to kick the ball, that's the action, to get the ball moving. And it takes time for the ball to travel from wherever it's kicked towards a goal. Now, it's very similar to the quotation from the Bible. You know, the whole field, the playing field, is the awakened self. Now, if we're a player on the field, time exists. There is action needed to get from one end of the field to the other, to kick the ball, to create that apparent movement, and to receive the goal, the score. But if we're the field, if we're the all that is, we are aware of the goalposts on both ends. We're aware of all the players. We are aware of the ball at the exact same moment. And this is what wholeness and timelessness is about. Now, I shared a post on my socials yesterday, and it came through from guidance I was given from my inner self, from my whole self, that said there was no journey to awakening. And it had my human mind pondering that, because to the human, there is time and space, and there is a journey. There has been a journey. But every step along that journey, I wasn't awake. I was telling myself I was heading towards awakeness, but I wasn't awake. Now, awakening is immediate. Awakening is the realization, the 11th hour of knowing who we are. And it really is a simple knowing. I've had times when I have been awake, but I haven't held those times, that state, long enough for it to be a permanent state. And I've reached those states through presence, through actually moving out of mind, because awakening isn't a journey of the mind. Yes, we can improve our human life through changing our mindset and the way we feel, having a better perspective. But we can't think our way to awakening. Awakening is about the heart, and it's about the moment of now, where no time exists. So awakening, true awakening, is immediate. And when it's maintained and the heart is delved into and opened up to the degree where it takes over the mind, then it becomes a permanent state. At least this is my feeling of awakening. Now, I might be wrong, and you are entitled to have your own belief, and your belief will make it so. But I know that the human mind, the ego, the personality mind, is the enemy, if you want to say that. It's the only thing that keeps us from awakening. While ever the mind maintains control, we live in the human. And the human is part of the illusion and the desired experience. So I'm not making the human or the mind wrong, but we've got to go beyond it if we wish to awaken. So living from the heart and choosing to live from the heart, choosing presence regularly over and over and over again has been a beautiful experience for me. And in those moments where I have been awake, it's been so delicious, but it's not something that can be really described in words because it's not intellectual, it's of the heart, it's feeling. So to put it into words is almost impossible. But the more that you can remind yourself that you are the playing field, you are the canvas of all life, you are what is behind the illusion of the physicality. And I don't mean to demeanor physicality by calling it an illusion, but it is all energetic and it has a purpose. And we chose to come here and play in the physical world to discover ourselves. And I really feel like we came here to discover ourselves and to take ourselves back into the experience of awakening. And I truly believe that we can live awake in this world. And as I am able to maintain presence while I live in this world, life is absolutely delicious. And when I'm not able to maintain this presence, then life dishes up whatever's going on in my mind. But as I live more and more through my open heart in presence, this state of being shifts my perspective, my level of thinking, because the mind is now governed by the heart and the frequencies of the heart rather than by past experience. That life is heading in an absolutely delicious direction. And more of that is being revealed to me. And I know there are some who have awakened, had a big aha and awakened immediately. And life can change in an instant, in a flash, because all of life, everything is before us right now on that playing field, except we are playing as one of the players on the field and not as the field. So when we choose to be our true self, to be the field, we have access to everything on the field. And of course, that field is an analogy for all of existence. Everything in our world and beyond our world is available to us right now once we shift our perspective. Isn't that beautiful to know? It absolutely fills my heart. To live in love and in curiosity and to play with this understanding is truly life-changing. May your world be absolutely delicious. And comment below. Subscribe and like if it resonates with you. Big hugs.